All right, let's dive right in. Today we are peeling back the layers on one of the most interesting signs of the zodiac, Aquarius. Now, you probably think you know the water bearer, the quirky, friendly humanitarian. But trust me, there's a much more complex and, frankly, darker story hiding just under the surface. And we're going to find it.
This right here is the key to understanding everything about them. This feeling of being on the outside looking in, it's not just a mood, it's their fundamental reality. It shapes every single thing they do. So, let's start with the face they actually show the world.
Okay, so first up we've got the classic Aquarius persona, the eccentric innovator. This is their public face, right? The forward-thinking, science-loving idealist that we all tend to recognize and even admire.
So let's look at how these pieces fit together. As a fixed air sign, their ideas aren't just passing thoughts. They're powerful, they stick around. And don't let the water bearer symbol fool you. This isn't about emotion. It's about pouring knowledge and new ideas onto the rest of us. And being tied to the 11th house of community and friendships, it makes them amazing team players, always focused on the bigger picture.
And this, right here, is their superpower. They have this incredible knack for blending razor-sharp intelligence with this deep, gut-level intuition. It's what lets them see a path forward when everyone else is stuck. It's why they have this reputation for being total visionaries. But inside their own head, there is a war going on, all the time.
Which brings us to their core problem. This is a story about their two ruling planets, which are basically cosmic opposites, constantly pulling Aquarius in two different directions.
And here it is. This is the central conflict for every Aquarius. On one side, you've got Uranus, the planet of pure rebellion and chaos, screaming, break the rules, burn it all down. And on the other side, you have Saturn, the planet of discipline and structure, calmly saying, follow the plan, we need order. Can you imagine that internal monologue? It's a non-stop battle between wanting to tear the whole system down and wanting to build a better, more perfect one.
This constant inner tug-of-war leads to a really weird social paradox. How can somebody who claims to love humanity so much seem so completely detached from actual human beings?
Well, it's because Aquarians live up here, in the world of big ideas and concepts. They get so wrapped up in theories, sometimes to the point of going down some serious conspiracy rabbit holes, because a neat concept is way less messy than individual feelings. They are obsessed with personal freedom, which means close, one-on-one relationships can feel, well, kind of suffocating to them. It's this whole mindset that makes them seem so distant and just reinforces that feeling of being an outcast. And when you're that fiercely individual, it can put a target on your back. To some people, an Aquarian's eccentricity isn't just a quirk. It's a challenge to how things are supposed to be. And insecure people, well, they feel this need to push back, to try and cram the Aquarian into a box that they will never, ever fit into. But here's something you really need to understand. Never, ever mistake an Aquarius for a pushover. They will absolutely go to bat for the underdog, even if they know they're going to lose. But when you attack them personally, oh, they are masters of revenge. They won't get into a yelling match. No. They'll just wait, and then they will deliver one single, perfectly aimed, absolutely devastating blow.
So all this pressure, the inner battle, feeling like an outsider, always having to defend who you are, it really takes a toll. And when that pressure cooker gets too hot, something else starts to bubble up to the surface. It's time to talk about their shadow self.
Let's give it a name, the Beast. This isn't just being in a bad mood. The source material describes it as the part of their soul that wakes up when they've given away too much of themselves for other people. It's the breaking point where their sanity starts to crack.
I mean, think about it. Everyone counts on the Aquarian to be the logical, steady one. They quietly deal with their own pain while carrying the weight of everyone else's problems. But that pile of sorrow just gets heavier and heavier. And if they never ask for help themselves, eventually it crushes them. And that is when the Beast is born.
And this is where it gets genuinely creepy. When the Beast starts to take over, this is the strange habit that can emerge. It's not that they actually want people to die, it's that they are so cut off from their own emotions that they process grief like it's a science project. They will literally write eulogies for friends and family who are still alive as a way to think about feelings without actually having to feel them. It is a morbid, detached, and deeply unsettling way to cope.
So with all this talk of beasts and revenge and funeral fantasies, it begs the question, right? Is Aquarius actually dangerous? Well, the answer's gonna surprise you. Get this. According to FBI crime data, Aquarius is the second least dangerous sign in the entire zodiac. I know, right?
After everything we've just talked about, you'd think they'd be way, way higher on that list.
So, the official line is that deep down, they're good people who care about justice. They have a strong ego, so they don't get easily provoked into doing something stupid. They're smart, they're charismatic, they can talk their way out of anything. And that all sounds pretty good. But there is another way to look at this. Because that same cleverness doesn't just make them good at conversation. It can also make them incredible manipulators. They've got the brains to be hackers, con artists, and hustlers. Criminals who work in the shadows, using their mind as a weapon instead of their fists.
And that leads us to our final and honestly pretty chilling question. Is Aquarius ranked so low because they're really that harmless? Or is it because they're so intelligent, so detached, and so good at what they do that when they do break the law, they just never get caught? I'll let you think about that one.